Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Salutation to the Akim, pushing their truth with sincerity and charity, risking their lives and freedom to do so. I'm the brother Yalad. The title and the subject is the importance of fasting. And we'll start off with Proverbs 25:28. He that had no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So fasting is a form of discipline, telling your body no, telling yourself no, right, to whatever it is you may be fasting from. You could fast from certain foods, fast from food in general, fast from certain drinks, fast from certain activities, fast from music or music genres, fast from video games as a whole or certain video games in general. You can fast from a lot of things that are your, you say, pleasures or, things that entertain you or, things that make you feel good or things that you may need. Because you need food and water to live. But scriptures say, man should not live off of bread alone, right? We gotta live off that spiritual bread, right? So fasting, it gives you discipline. Apostle Paul talks about keeping my body in subjection. We got it in the 1 Corinthians. And I'm gonna get to this Matthew soon, because that's a heavy point that Lord will I break that down the way I want to break it down, because it's a heavy point. So we get the subjection on the G Strong's Greek 1396, to lead away into slavery, claim as one's slave, to make a slave, to treat as a slave, with severity, subject to stern and rigid discipline, is subjection. And 1 Corinthians, now I'll read it because I went into the word. 1 Corinthians 9:27, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. And it's evident that Apostle Paul, he was leading by example. Right here, he said, lest he become a castaway. So you talk about putting his body in subjection. He was he talked about how he was in fastings often, right? Let me type it just to show it. It's for 2 Corinthians 11:27. And weariness and painfulness, and watchings often, and hunger and thirst, and fastings often, and cold and dark and nakedness. So Apostle Paul is evident he was dealing with the fast. So I touch on this importance of fasting because not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago, Apostle Gabar talked about the importance of prayer, and it inspired me to make a video of importance of prayer, right? Now I want to touch on that fasting, right? So let me get to that Matthews that I want. All right, Matthew 17 and verse 19. Then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have the faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So when you go into the account here, basically the Lord, he casted out an unclean spirit or a demon, right? And the disciples was asking, how did you, remove this demon? And we couldn't. And the Lord was saying, basically, you have to fast and pray. You have to practice prayer and fasting, right? And that fasting, right, it is this the breakdown I really want to touch on. This he talks about how you will remove mountains to yonder place and nothing to be impossible to you. When you practice that discipline of fasting, putting your spirit over your body and putting your body into subjection, you have more confidence. It gives you more oomph. It makes you feel more powerful, right? And that prayer and fasting helps you fight demons. It helps you fight demons. A demon, it's harder for a demon to mess with you when you already afflicting yourself. It's harder. It is, you know, because the person that afflict themselves is like, man, I'm already denying, physical pleasures. I'm already denying myself certain things that I may want and need for a portion of time or a period or however long, X amount of days, hours, whatever. And, that helps fight demons. It does. A demon don't want to be around that level of discipline, that level of power. Trying to prickle you and mess with you. But it makes you spiritually stronger, mentally stronger too. Generally, it makes you stronger. Your emotions is better together, because that's why I brought up that Proverbs. Ruling your own spirit, because if you don't have control of your own emotions, you out here liable to do anything. Some uncertainty, some uncertainty, right? You out here liable to be wild, reckless, right? But practicing that fasting gives you discipline. Let me see if I had some more subjects, what I want to touch on, right? Isaiah 58:5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen, a day for a man to afflict his soul, to bow down his head as a bulrush, to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Lord? So, the Lord gave us times to afflict our soul, to fast. One of them times being the High Holy Day, which is Day of Atonement. And the thing about these High Holy Days and these Sabbaths is that there's a balance. Some you commanded to fast, some you commanded to feast. On the Passover, you're supposed to eat the lamb. Now, according, we in our captivity this day, you can't keep the laws perfect, but you rehearse the righteous acts, like the scriptures say, to the best of your ability, because you can't keep the law to perfection. You may not be able to afford the lamb, right? So you try to just get some meat, But you have certain feast days where you're supposed to be feasting. Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of Dedication, right? You have feast day, and then you have a fast day. And even on the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you're supposed to feast, but you're supposed to fast from leavened bread. So that's balanced through the Spirit. Call out Yahweh Shai Shai. Yeah, you fasting from unleavened bread because you're not supposed to eat you're not supposed to eat the leavened bread. I mean to say you fasting from leavened bread, right? But you can eat the unleavened bread. And while you fasting from leavened bread and yeast and yonder, you still supposed to feast. It's a solemn, serious feast, but it's the Lord Raw. And then when it comes to your regular Sabbaths, your weekly Sabbaths, you got brothers, however they do it. They don't do no chores or certain chores on the Sabbath, or they don't listen to certain music on the Sabbath, right? These could be forms of fasting in itself. You don't deal with certain things on the Sabbath, okay? And that the Lord like that, but there's your own balance, You rehearse the righteous acts, meaning we do these things to the best we can, because Apostle Paul say, every man esteemeth some men esteem it the day alike, and some men esteem it all days the same. Basically, every brother different. It's like I say all the time. Some brothers fast on the Sabbath, some brothers feast. So on your weekly Sabbaths, you can feast or you can fast. The Lord raw. You got feast, high holy days where you commanded to either feast or fast, and then you have your Sabbaths, your weekly Sabbaths, right? Where you can choose either or. The Lord raw. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Hakim out there, pushing his word, truth, sincerity. And the brother Yalad, giving a mighty shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and a Baba Ball.